On the morning of Monday the 23rd of August 2021, the new station concourse for Whitechapel Station opened to the public, and commuters could once again enter the station via the original 1876 façade on Whitechapel Road. The new concourse is quite simply stunning, and it is far more spacious than the cramped and dingy ticket hall via which commuters used to have to enter the station. The new ticket office sits on a concourse, which has been built on a bridge that appears to float above the underground and overground tracks that pass through the station, and just to give bored commuters something to mull over as they make their way into or out of central London, at Whitechapel Station, the overground actually passes under the underground. Or, to put it another way, the underground passes over the overground. I think I got that bit right. Irrespective of what goes over or under what, the new Whitechapel Station is a splendid creation. It is spacious, light and airy. It has lifts, it has seating, and it is, to put it mildly, gleamingly futuristic. No doubt the day will soon come when film companies begin to recognise its potential, and it starts popping up in big-budget, post-apocalyptic movies in which humankind has to battle against some ghastly pandemic and has been forced to move underground into, well, you get the gist. Speaking of big budgets, I would like to mention that the new station came in bang on its predicted budget of £110 million. Yes, indeed, I would like to mention that, but unfortunately I can't, as it went slightly over budget and ended up costing around £659 million. But hey-ho, it's a beautiful station, and, did I mention, it's absolutely stunning. What's all this got to do with Jack the Ripper, I hear you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked me that, because, you see, a new public footway that passes directly through the station has also been created. It connects Whitechapel Road with a new entrance or exit on Durward Street, or, if you are coming from the opposite direction, it connects Durward Street with Whitechapel Road. And you can use this walkway without actually having to pass through the ticket barriers at the station, meaning we now have a shortcut from Whitechapel Road onto Durward Street. Durward Street, of course, was formerly Bucks Row, which was the scene of the murder of Mary Nichols in the early hours of the morning of August the 31st, 1888. In fact, the new Durward Street exit from the station comes out more or less alongside the very spot where her body was found by Charles Cross as he made his way to work at around 3:40 a.m. on that long-ago morning. Durward Street has changed beyond recognition since the days of Jack the Ripper. However, one fixture has survived the march of time and progress, the former board school, which still looks down on the scene of the murder just as it did in 1888. Everything else in the vicinity is long gone. Here is the site on which the entrance now stands as it was in 2016, just as work on the new station was commencing. This is what it looked like in 1989, when Durward Street was the final location on my Jack the Ripper tour. The board school was a desolate ruin, and the surroundings were, to say the least, a barren wasteland. It was not the sort of place at which you wish to linger for too long. Heading even further back into the site's past, this view shows Durward Street looking towards the board school in 1929, when the houses that lined the south side of the thoroughfare were still standing. These modern buildings now stand on the opposite side of the street from the station exit, and they are, I believe, part of the Elizabeth line, which is due to open in the first half of 2022. In 1989, Essex Wharf was still standing on this site. It was directly opposite the spot where the murder took place and was where wharf manager Walter Purkis and his wife lived. Their bedroom actually looked across at the scene of the crime, yet neither of them had heard a thing, and they remained oblivious of what had occurred until Constable Neil knocked on their door to notify them of the murder. And so, this little corner of Whitechapel has changed again, and, to be honest, this change in some ways is for the better. However, I wonder how many people entering or exiting the station will know that they are passing by the very spot where the body of Mary Nichols, the first victim of Jack the Ripper, was discovered in the early hours of August the 31st, 1888.